Hi folks, you're very welcome to the first episode of the All Woman Recovery Podcast. I'm Eileen Foley and I'm joined with Clare Eileen. And this is our first episode. So in this episode, what we're going to do is we're going to just introduce ourselves, who we are and what we do, and maybe just very quickly talk about our hopes for this podcast. So as I say, my name is Eileen Foley. I'm a drug and alcohol counsellor and I'm in Co Kerry in Ireland. So I've been working in this field for over 10 years now, and a lot of my work is with women who have been affected by addiction, either their own or someone else's. And I suppose my own background then would be as a concerned person. So my journey into this work started maybe, truth be known, over 20 years ago when I fell in love with an addict. And we're still together, we're married now and everything, but and he's in recovery with a good few years. But I suppose when he was in addiction, I got very unwell trying to cope with and trying to manage what was happening in my home. So I reached maybe my 30th birthday, I think, and I was looking at my life and where I was in my life, and I just realized that it wasn't going according to plan. So this addiction had creeped in and it was messing everything up. So I made a lot of changes and started looking at myself and looking at my relationship, and because of that, things changed in my relationship and my partner got into recovery, thank God. And I trained as a counsellor. And I suppose when I trained, I originally thought, because of my own background as a concerned person, as a family member, that I would end up doing that work. And even when I was training, the lecturers used to say, "Oh, Eileen, you'd be great with the families." And, you know, I was nearly pigeonholed for that. As I started to do the work and work with people, I'm very drawn to working specifically with women, and specifically with women who have substance use issues. And I love that work. And that's really what I've been focusing on for the last couple of years. And I'm loving the work and loving working with women, learning and growing the whole time. And I suppose recognizing that for everyone, that recovery is a process and that it's different for everyone, and that being open to what the universe can offer can certainly put things my way. And I suppose a couple of months ago, I got an email from the lovely Clare, and where we linked in together and started talking, and we decided, okay, we're going to do a piece of work together where we can help women who have been affected by addiction and who maybe are feeling stuck in their recovery and want to take it to the next level. So want to get unstuck and just move on in their recovery. So with that, I'm just going to hand you over to Clare, who's going to tell you a little bit about herself, and then we will just talk about maybe our hopes and dreams for the podcast. Okay, Clare?
Oh, well, thank you, Eileen. That was lovely. Yes, my name is Clare Eileen, and I am a certified life coach. I'm actually a CPCC, which is a certified professional coactive coach. I've also just completed a training, a year-long training, to get a secondary accreditation in what is known as feminine power. So, and with that, I facilitate groups, and I also coach both. I have through the years coached both men and women, both in recovery and out of recovery. But my passion and my niche is really on the path of addiction. I have been in recovery myself for 35 years. And who I have become over the past 35 years is the person I was always running away from when I was a young girl. And, being born into an alcoholic family, I grew up with certain belief systems about myself, and did not feel I belonged anywhere. And I'm somebody that left England very young, and I've lived most of my life in North America. I happen to be back in England right now, and I've been here for 3 years. my journey of recovery is the most awesome, the most amazing journey I have been on. It has been at times depressing, at times incredibly joyful. At times I thought, I don't think I can do this anymore. And yet I have always just taken that extra step. And, you know, when Eileen and I connected a short while ago through a friend of ours, actually in North America, we found out we had a similar mission, is to really work with women in recovery who get to that place of, well, what's next? I've done every single thing I'm supposed to do. Now what? And when that happened to me, I went and got it. Why not? I got a degree in spiritual psychology. I also did a 2-year course in spiritual psychology. So that's another teaching I went through. And what it did is it allowed me to really to go deeper into myself and to see, and there was a deeper level of healing I needed to do. Today, I am passionate about recovery. I am passionate about people staying on this path of recovery. I believe people who have addictions I see it as a malady of the spirit. Our spirit is hurting. Our spirit is damaged. And it is a journey of the heart to come back to ourselves. And it can be the most challenging, yet the most wonderful and beneficial thing to do. So I'm so grateful I've met Eileen and we have connected, because between us, we bring both sides of the coin. We bring different experiences, different levels of education, different, you know, Eileen is a certified drug and alcohol counselor. I'm a certified life coach, and I have a whole lifetime of knowing how to be an addict with one form of addiction or another. You know, we think we may have one addiction, and lo and behold, guess what? Another one rears its ugly head. So I am so excited to be here with you. I can't wait to see where this takes Eileen and myself. We have so much to share with you, and we just hope you come on this journey with us, because it's very exciting. Thank you.
Yeah, it is. And I suppose we've had a couple of conversations, Claire, and we might make contact for one particular thing, and it always turns into a discussion about something else. So we've had a really lengthy discussion about a topic here just before we recorded this video. So I suppose that's the thing with women, that we are a bottomless pit when it comes to the things we can talk about. And, you know, I'm really excited for the future. I'm really excited that we can reach an audience of people, you know, with specific needs, and hopefully support them in their recovery journey. Like I always say to people, we're all recovering from something. So whether it's from addiction, the effects of addiction, living with addiction, whatever went on in our childhood, we're all recovering from something. And my hope would be that this podcast, through the different topics we're planning to talk about, will help women worldwide. I think it's going to be a fantastic, exciting time for us.
No, definitely, because I know for myself, as the years have gone on, you know, I've really had to look at some very deep belief systems within me, and to really see that, for my own experience, to see that the shame that I've lived with throughout my life, and also I lived with in my early recovery. You know, I just wasn't good enough, and it's been a journey to really address the shame-based beliefs. You know, you may not remember back in the 80s when John Bradshaw started the ACA movement. That was all about, you know, the shame-based families, the shame-based behind addiction. And shame is huge. And men have shame as well. It just shows up differently for men and for women. But there's a lot that we want to talk about, and that we're anxious to talk about and share with everyone. Yeah,
it is, absolutely. And I suppose we kind of said we'd keep this video just to introducing who we are and what we're hoping for. So I suppose for anyone that is watching the video, if there is any topics that you want to talk to us about, maybe let us know. So I'll be posting with the video, I'll be posting how you can contact us, how people can contact us, and we're going to be posting this on social media, and it's going to be on YouTube, and that women can get in contact with us and say, look, would you talk about X, Y, and Z? And we're just going to go with the flow of it, see where it takes us. And I think that's the beauty of being in recovery, that everything doesn't have to be planned out, that we're just kickstarting this and seeing where it goes.
Yeah. And you haven't said it, Eileen, but what you're touching on between the lines, what I'm hearing is there is no set routine to this or set path. Each person's recovery is unique. What is the common denominator is whatever addiction brought them to recovery, whether it be, alcohol, drugs, sex, pornography, the latest one, the cell phones. I mean, that is the latest biggest addiction. It is destroying people.
It is, yeah, absolutely. And, so, and I suppose addiction is anything that can kind of take us away from ourselves and, take us away from our family and how it impacts those areas of our lives. And, I suppose we're not going to be specifically talking about just alcohol and drug addiction. It's going to be any addiction, because the behaviors and the thought process and all of that is so similar between them all. So we're we're going to be keep it broad enough in that context. But I suppose the topics that we're going to talk about will be, we hope, what women need to hear us talking about. I think that's the important thing, that, when women watch our videos, that they come away with, even if it's just one piece of information that helps them in their recovery. I think then we're on the right tracks.
Yeah, and I think also what both Eileen and provide is a safe place. We provide a safety for women to be authentic. Sometimes that can get tested in early recovery, is the level of safety. But what we provide is this level of safety and confidence. That this is a safe place for you to be.
Yeah. And I see that in when I'm working with women and working with particular issues with women, that they'll come in maybe with the alcohol issue, but when you scratch under the surface, they have so much going on that maybe they have never ever spoken about or never given space to. So we do very privileged work, very humbling work, Claire, in that we are often the first person that a woman will tell something to.
Right. Definitely.
And I suppose that deserves our deepest respect. That someone is trusting us with that. Yeah.
I always say that when somebody opens and shares from their heart, that what we provide is the sacred space for them to be themselves and to share openly. Why? I just don't know. But that's just, years ago, if someone had told me I would be sitting here today with Eileen, starting this series of podcasts, I'd say, I don't really think so. No, not me. Yeah. But, I am grateful for my life. I'm grateful for every single thing I have gone through, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because it has made me who I am today. And who I am today is somebody that most of the time, don't get me wrong, because I have a lot of learning curves myself, and there's still a lot of learning edges to go through. But overall, I go, wow, I could have missed this. Yeah. Had I gone back to my original addiction or any of the other addictions that loomed up, I could miss this. I could be missing this. Yeah. And why would I miss it?
Yeah. And that's recovery, even just realizing that if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be here now.
Yep.
So maybe I wouldn't like to go through it again. I certainly wouldn't like to go through what I went through again. But if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be here now. I wouldn't be doing something that I love and that I'm passionate about. I wouldn't be connecting with people like you, Claire. And I wouldn't be, I suppose, making a difference. And I suppose that's one of the hopes that I have for this podcast, that on some level will make some bit of a difference for women. And that
definitely, and what I see is really offering that hope and possibility, because when when you go on this journey, there are times when it just seems I can't go on. And what are the choices? You go back to your addiction, people have been known to kill themselves, or you just go into a depression and just live in that depression. And I guess there are options, that there are other options. And having walked through the path of other options, I know that there are other options. And what we're providing is the other option.
Yeah. And to help women to become
I see
unstuck.
way too many people. To help women get unstuck. I see people giving up way too soon. Way too soon. And you know, there's an expression, you know, it's like, don't leave before the miracle. You know, don't leave before the miracle.
And I suppose that's often, I find, the saddest part of my job, that when people do leave before the miracle and they go back out there, that you kind of go, no, because you get a glimpse, you know, in therapy, you get a glimpse of the real person. You see them when they're feeling very vulnerable, but that's good. That means they're connecting. And then when they go back out there, you just, that lost potential, the what ifs, you know. So it's a good point. So look, will we leave it there, Claire? I think we have, you know, introduced ourselves and our hopes and dreams. Otherwise we'll go off.
We could talk forever.
We'll go off on one of our tangents. So that's it, folks. This is episode 1 of the All Woman Recovery podcast. With this video, I'm going to be posting the subscribe link, so you can subscribe on YouTube, and we're just going to be posting our details, our websites, and our contact information if anyone wants to get in contact. Please do send us your topics. We do want to know how we can help you, and we do want to talk about things that are relevant to you, so do get in touch. So I think that's it, folks. So it's bye from Eileen and bye from Claire, and we'll see you all soon. Bye.
Bye.